This is the 2019 Cadillac CTS. It has a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder and around 250 horsepower. And this is the 2019 Cadillac CTS V. It uses a 6.2-liter supercharged V8 that makes 640 horsepower. The base MSRP of the normal CTS is around $46,000. And the base MSRP of the CT6V is $87,000. I have borrowed this CTS-V from Bentonbeek, a dealership here in the mid-Michigan area. I will have their dealership link in the description below, and you really should check them out. And this one is for sale here for around $97,000. This car makes 640 horsepower and 630 foot-pounds of torque out of the 6.2-liter V8 that's supercharged. And those are true supercar numbers. I'm going to take you on a tour of this CTS-V. I'm going to show you all the interesting features and some interesting options and who we might be getting on the startup. The CTS-V, just like the ATS-V, is only optioned in rear-wheel drive, and it does 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. Unfortunately, the window sticker was stolen, apparently, but here I have a build list. It's an invoice, and it has some of the options, and we'll mention some of them while we are doing the walk around. The first thing you notice when you get in the car is not even in the car. It is right here. It is the door sill, and it is the V logo, and it illuminates when you open the door. Now we're in the interior, where you can see everything is either leather or suede. You can see here's the shift lever and the boot. It's all suede. The whole steering wheel is very nice suede material. The inside is leather. If we move down, the armrest is all leather and suede, all nice and stitched. And now right here you can see there's this little blank bit with a little handle. So what happens when you push it? Automatic cup holder cover. The next thing you notice is up here on the dashboard, it has full exposed matte carbon fiber. Back to the shift lever, you will notice right here you have M. Now, what's that for? Well, it is a sports car, of course. It means manual mode, and manual mode, that must mean paddle shifters. Ah yes, the paddle shifters. You can see the paddle shifters from the front, and even better from the side. You can see they're just right here, and unfortunately they're connected to the steering wheel, but they're very responsive and clicky and feel really nice. The next little section is right here in the middle, and you press it down and it opens up, and you can see the cigarette lighter style plug to charge your phone, and this little bit in here, which I'm not exactly sure. In some cars I'd say, oh, it's probably just the ashtray. However, in this car, A, it doesn't come out, and B, it's suede. I wouldn't put my ashes into that if I did smoke. And the next thing in this little bit is this little LED, so you can see what you're doing, what you're plugging in. Here up front, you can see there's the sun visors, and you can just pull them down, and they come right down, and they're actually fairly large for a supercar. Here you can see the option list, and you can see right here we have V-Series premium carpeted floor mats. How much are those? $205. And now we're back inside the car, where you can see there's the center console, and if we open it, you can see inside we have a house outlet, so you can be blending while you're driving down the road, and a couple USB outputs, and of course the cigarette lighter style. And you will also note that it is completely Alcantara inside. Shoot. Of course, this car has 640 horsepower, and when you have 640 horsepower in rear-wheel drive, you need to have some good tires, and so, of course, this car has Pilot Super Sport. To give you an idea of how big these brakes are, I have my Lamborghini Huracan, which you can see does not cover any of the brakes, and you can see, here's my school-issued Chromebook, which you can see right next to it. The Chromebook is just barely bigger. Now onto the glove box, which you can see looks fairly normal, except for there's no handle. There's a button, and it's not actually a button, it's just right here, and you tap it, and it comes open, and inside you can see there's a bit of storage in a USB slot, which we'll get to in a little bit. Here you can see there's the glove box. It's fairly normal, but there's no handle. The switch is right up here, and you just tap it, and it opens right up, and there's plenty of storage, and there's also an SD card holder, which we'll get to in a couple minutes. Now back to those paddle shifters. I was looking at the options, and I noticed that not only are they this nice metal, but they're actually magnesium. So if you're ever in a survival situation, if you got a sharp object, you just scrape a little bit off, and you got yourself a fire. Next is all the V's. Of course, this is a Cadillac, so it already has a lot. And then this is the V Performance model, and so you'll notice quite a few more. The first one is right here. The next one is right below that right here. The next one is right here. Then there's the V, and then right there, it also comes to a V. The steering wheel, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 V's. And the cup holders are completely automatic, unlike your car, because CTS V owners are not poor, unlike you. Next one is on the shift lever. You can see there's a V right there. You can see if you try and type in my old address, it's the first thing that pops up, and you just click on it, and it'll take you right there. For where I am right now, it's only a 9-hour and 50-minute drive, and it's only 650 miles. I guarantee you, if I had this car in, I, for some reason, wanted to do that, I guarantee you I could cut that time in half. And these are Recaro sport seats, and the Recaro bit goes to a V, and then you can see there's the V logo, and that also comes to a V, and the headrest also comes to a V, and we'll get back to the seats in a couple minutes. Under the hood, you can see there's another V logo, and then the plastic engine cover that only partially covers the engine. It's a little bit odd. Normally, there's none, or it covers the whole engine, but you can see this comes to a V, and then a little further out, this little bit comes to a V, and then there's the Cadillac logo, which obviously comes to a V, and then there's that low front splitter. Now in the center control stack, you can see there's one down here, and then one right there. This one, which we'll get to in a moment, the climate controls all come to a V. These are sort of aimed to a V. This little section is a V. The different audio volume changer comes to a V. Up here, the dashboard comes to a V. The climate vents come to a V. Next one is on the control panel on the roof. You can see right there. Also back here is the battery and the battery cutoff, and you can see right here it locks and unlocks, which is kind of odd. You don't really see that in many cars, but you can see there's the battery. Down here, the only buttons are the drive selector, which we'll get to in a couple minutes, and also the traction control off, which is a very important button in this car. You'll see why in a couple minutes. Now we're back in the back of the CTS V, and you will notice that there are a total of 5 sunshades. You have 2 on each door, right here. In the normal position, you just pull up, and there's this when you just pull it to the side. And then in the back there's one. And also, this means if you're carrying a small child in your CTSV going around the track going 198 miles an hour, you can. Back here under the hood, we're gonna look at the hood, and you can see right here it is full exposed carbon fiber, which is obviously pretty cool. Back here in the trunk, you can see there's tons of room in the back, and there's even enough room for a Lamborghini Huracan, which can't say that about many sports car trunks. You can also see those 3 air vents go to a V, and a little further down the hood comes to a V. Now, I'm not going to demonstrate it with this car, but right here in the back you can see there's this little jet, and if you just pull the windshield wiper stock forwards, the washer fluid will come out and wash your camera, so you don't have to be like some plebeian cleaning your own cameras. And of course, Cadillac does still make the coupe version, but this is the sedan version, which is good for me because that means when I try and get in the back, it'll be significantly easier. I will, however, have a little clip of myself demonstrating it with the CT6 review that I did a few months ago. Now we're in the back of the CTSV, and you will notice that there is a total of 6 shades. Back here, of course, there's the center console, which you can just pull down, and you'll notice there's some storage in the center console, and this very nice suede insert in this little bit. And then also, you just press this button down, and now you've got cup holder storage. Also, the mirror has the same feature as most of the other new Cadillacs. If you pull this back, the screen comes on, but in this one, it's in the showroom, and you have to have it on, and it's very loud, so we're not going to be able to see that, but I'll have another review linked in the description that I showed this in. You will also notice that this car has a full sunroof, which is quite nice. And how much does that cost? You will also notice here in the back seat that you've got tri-zone climate. You have 2 zones in the front and then this zone in the back, which is controlled on this little control panel. Unfortunately, the car isn't started right now, but I was told that we will be getting a startup later. There's also a cool camera system, which you can see right here. It is not a dash cam, unfortunately, but you can use it for performance driving when you're on a track, so you can see when you could have done something better, you could have gotten a better time or whatever. You can see why you did not get the best time. And there's also a camera in the rear, unfortunately I can't show that one, and also at the front splitter. And I guess you're just gonna have to believe me because, like I said, the car's not on, I can't turn it on, and it's in the showroom, so. Here you can see in the infotainment screen, there's the navigation system, and you can see I'm right here at Ben Baker, the dealership here in Midland, Michigan, is right here, you can see, and you can back it out a little bit. And now you can see there's Eastman Avenue, and there's the airport, and you can even zoom out all the way out. And we can find the house we used to live in. Down, down, Richmond. Do we live in Richmond? Nope. Washington? Nope. Where was that? It was right over here. You also notice up here at the top, there's the sunroof, and of course it's closed, but we can just open it right up by the press of this button. And now we can open the actual roof. It's very simple. You just press the button right next to that one and it opens right up. Here you can see the instrument cluster. It's fairly standard for these new Cadillacs, and you can see the red line of this vehicle is 6,500 RPMs, which is pretty cool, and it goes up to 200 miles an hour, and the top speed of this car isn't quite 200 miles an hour. I'm pretty sure it's around 198 miles an hour, but it's still cool to see 200 miles an hour on the speedometer. Another thing you will notice with this being a Cadillac is that it is very quiet. Right now I have the window down so I can hear everything, and there's just an ambulance going by, so you could hear the siren, but when you close the window, it becomes absolutely silent, and you can't hear anything at all in here. Now, if you watched some of my other Cadillac reviews, you will remember that this little bit goes up, and you have a wireless charger in here, which is pretty nice, and there's also a light. But if you have not watched one of my reviews, if you just tap this little silver bit up here, it goes up, and you also notice all the buttons turn off. It's an interesting quirk of the CTS V and many other Cadillacs. Here you can see the front headlights, and they look pretty good, and they're LED as they should be, and you also notice that they're cut in half, which is pretty cool, and they look very aggressive, just like the rest of this front end, with the splitter and that aggressive grille and the bulging hood and all that other stuff. And when you turn on the turn signal, you will also notice over here on the infotainment screen, there's the settings, and there's the voice settings, and you see the setting for friendly prompts, and you can have it set your machine will answer you friendly or not so friendly. That it only takes up half of the headlights. Back here in the rear, you can see they look pretty good too. And here's an example of it being off.
What would you like?
I would like you subscribe to Saurus on YouTube.
I didn't understand. What did you say?
In this car, there are 3 very important buttons. You have the engine start-stop button, which is important for obvious reasons. You can turn on the car with that. And then there's these 2 buttons, which are both very important. This one is more important than this one. This is traction control off, and this is the drive mode. You can see there's 5 drive modes. There's only 4 that you can see, but there's a total of 5 drive modes. You can see there's Tour, Sport, Track, and Snow and Ice. And the Track makes the exhaust sound better, and then there's the better throttle response and all that good stuff. And same thing with the Snow and Ice. It's different in, you know, this sport. And then your touring is just like your normal everyday driving. And here's being friendly.
What would you like?
I would like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel called Saurus.
I didn't get that. What did you say?
See, it's so much friendlier. This has been a review of the 2019 Cadillac CTS V. Make sure you check out Benton Baker's website. I'll have their website linked in the description below. And you really should check them out because, well, they have a CTS V, and make sure you come and check them out in person. When you do, make sure you're talking to Mr. Don Ferguson. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you wear some earplugs when you're with CTS V, and goodbye. The cool thing about these new GM vehicles is the lock and unlock feature. If you just pull on the door handle, it opens. If you press the button with the key with you, it won't unlock. It won't open anymore. Press the button. The color on this fine CTS V is Velocity Red, and if you're getting a CTS V and it's not the special edition CTS V, I would definitely recommend Velocity Red. And also, this is definitely not my fourth attempt. Alright, yeah, it's my fourth attempt trying to review a CTS V, so you're very lucky that I got to this time. Also, that special edition is called the Pedestal Edition.